Hello, you're watching Much Ado About Something today, and I'm Donna. Well, today I'm in Sam's and I'm doing the Stock It Challenge, Stock It September Challenge with Lynn from the Bucket List Homestead. And this is my third week where I'll be finding something for $10 to stock in my pantry. And I'm looking right here, and I'm thinking $5.98 for 2 gallons of white vinegar is an excellent deal. Now, I do make my own vinegar, but it's not recommended to use homemade vinegars for canning. So this vinegar would be excellent to buy and have on hand for canning. And so this is one of my options. It's a 2-pack, 1 gallon each, so it's 2 gallons of vinegar for $5.98. And that is certainly a contender for my $10 Stock It September challenge. Now they have this Ben's Ready Rice. This is the jasmine rice, and it's $8.98 for 6 packs. 6 8.5 ounce packages. So that's a good deal if you use this kind of rice. Now, if you watch my channel, then you know I make 99.5% of our meals from scratch. So this is more my style. Look what you have here. There are 12 pounds of pinto beans. Here's 12 pounds of pinto beans for $9.28. Now that'll be the winner for me today. That'll be what I choose because that's an excellent price. If you get individual packs, you'll notice that they're well over $1 a pound most of the time. And so that would be a Stock It September challenge winner for me today. Right here is another great price. This is 48 ounces of pure honey, 48 ounces of honey for $9.98. Now, I usually buy local honey, but if you were in need of honey, that is an excellent price. $9.98 for 1 48-ounce bottle. So that's a lot of honey for the money. Here is another excellent deal. You've got 128 ounces of ranch dressing. Now, I have 6 grandchildren. I don't know about you, but they love ranch dressing. And here you've got 128 ounces for $10.82. That is a hard to beat bargain. That's a great price for that ranch dressing. And here's ketchup. 114 ounces for $4.98. Condiments have really gone up in our area, but these are great buys to be had. Now this is mayonnaise. 128 ounces for $12.74. That's going over the $10 challenge, but that still is an excellent deal for that amount of mayonnaise. Here is also an excellent deal. This Country Time lemonade, if this is something that you can have in your diet, is only $8.98. That'll go a long way for a family. That's a good drink. The Kool-Aid over here, the tropical Kool-Aid punch, same deal, $8.98. Now it's good to have these types of drinks that are shelf stable on your pantry shelf for different things. And the price is right. Good morning. You're watching Much Ado About Something today, and I'm Donna, and I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you joining me this morning. Well, this is the second, today's the 19th, is the third Stock It September week that I'm sharing with you what I bought for $10 or around $10 to stock my pantry with. Now, I've got a little clip before we went to Sam's, and I did the process of deciding what $10 item or items that I was going to choose for my pantry today. And I've included that so you can kind of see the process that I use in thinking about and discovering what I would like to add to my pantry. Now, normally I do my Stock It September on Mondays, but yesterday I had so many errands and so many appointments that I was not able to get it up for you yesterday. So I'm doing it today on Tuesday. And I think there are maybe two more weeks or Stock It Septembers that we do before the end of the challenge. I wanted to share with you what I chose. Now, here it is. This was the winner of this week's number 3 Stock It September challenge, and it was 12 pounds of pinto beans, dried pinto beans. Now, I love these beans. They're versatile. I can do a lot with them. I can make a pot of beans as a side dish or even as the main meal if I choose to make them into chili beans. And then I can take what's left and puree those beans and have them and fry them and make refried beans and use them for other recipes. So they're very, very versatile, and I love pinto beans, and they're a welcome addition to my pantry this week. Now, 12 pounds, this bag of pinto beans was $9.38 before tax, and around $9.47 with tax. So $9.47, and I was able to buy this big 12-pound bag of pinto beans, and I was happy to have them. I was glad to have the pinto beans to go in my pantry because it's something that I'll use. It's very versatile. It's very high in plant protein, and you can add a little bit of fat, healthy fat to your beans when you're cooking in the form of cooking oil or even animal seasoning, whatever you usually eat in your diet, such as bacon. Bacon and bacon grease makes an excellent seasoning for pinto beans. If you eat pork, which we do eat pork. And so we do add fatback or side meat from a pork or bacon to our pinto beans many times when we cook it. And every cell in your body needs fat, and you want to get that from a healthy source. So this is plans for many meals. Now, you could divide this up into 12 bags. You could take freezer bags and separate and weigh out 1 pound, and you would have 12 1-pound bags, and they would be easier to get to and use. Or you can put these in a canister and just be able to measure out 1 pound when you need it. Usually pinto beans are sold in 1 pound, and that's about the average amount that a family cooks is a 1 pound bag, and it's about this much usually. So I will have no problem adding this to my pantry. I'll have no problem using these up and finding meals to make where I can incorporate these delicious pinto beans into my meal. So I was excited to get these. I was glad that they were on sale. Normally this bag of beans is like $12.97, but they had it on sale for $9.38 or $9.47, counting the tax that we pay here. When you shop at Sam's, they charge you a 7% sales tax and then a 2% tax that I'm not sure what it's for. So we're taxed around 9% whatever we buy from Sam's. So that makes the total of these beans came to around $9.47, which brought me under my $10 budget for this week. And I'll be adding this 12 pounds to my pantry. And I'm excited. I've really enjoyed being able to find things for $10 or around $10 to add to my pantry. Now, normally when I stock up my pantry, I buy in bulk. I buy 50-pound bags of things, flour and sugar, because, I cook from scratch. And a lot of people are like, how do you use that many ingredients? Well, if you're cooking every meal from scratch, then you'll be surprised how many ingredients you need, how much of an item that you need to make meals from scratch. And you don't have to buy the one big, heavy 50-pound bag of anything. You can just buy the little 5-pound bags and add to your pantry as needed, and that works just as well. And buying the smaller amounts and adding to the pantry during this Stock It September challenge, I have really enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed picking up the small items and adding them to my pantry without having to spend hundreds of dollars. I've enjoyed the challenge of just taking $10 and seeing what I can find around in my grocery stores. I have found recently that the best bang for my buck has been Sam's. So I have done a lot of my buying for the Stock It September challenge. I've bought from Sam's. Now, a lot of people go to Sam's or to Costco, whatever is closest in their area. There's a Costco that's it's a pretty good drive away from us, so I would have to drive further to go to Costco, but I wouldn't mind doing that because sometimes they have great deals too, and usually I find out from about those deals from word of mouth. So usually, if people find a good deal and they know that you are always looking for good deals, sometimes they'll share with you what they have, and I find out a lot of things that way. But lately, Sam's has been the best deal for me in my Stock It September challenge. I have went to other stores and looked, and I have been thrilled to find the deals that I need from Sam's. And this week, it's the 12 pounds of pinto beans. I'm making tea. This is the mid-September, and I'm already in full fall mode, and it feels like fall this morning. It's a beautiful fall morning, and I'm in here planning meals, and I am just tickled to have this edition of these 12 pounds of pintos to add to my pantry, and that'll go a long way in my meal planning over the next few months. This morning I'm having a pumpkin spice tea, because it's the time of the year for that. This is char brew tea, and if you know, if you've been around for a while, you know I'm a tea drinker. I make a lot of my own teas, and I also like to buy teas, and I get teas for gifts. I'm in here playing with my fall stuff. I'm just excited to the cooler days to come ahead, and warm meals like these dried beans. Now, if you're not familiar with how to cook dried beans, don't worry. There's no worries. They've got plenty of just clear, concise instructions here on how to cook dried beans back here. There are different ways to do it. They've got a quick soak method. They've got an overnight soak. And they've got cooking instructions if you just want to put them on your stove and cook them, so that you don't have to stress or worry if you're not familiar with cooking dried beans. They're really easy, and once you get the hang of cooking dried beans, I doubt you'll ever go back to canned beans unless it's just for convenience, that they're already cooked, and it'll save you some time. Now, there is nothing like if you're cleaning up that day and it's a fall or winter day, you can follow the instructions here, or even videos. I think I have a video on how to cook these beans. I grew up eating these beans. These beans were a big part of our diet. And so, I grew up just watching my family cook them. And so I think I do have a video on how to cook pinto beans. And of course, they don't have to be pinto beans. There's many other kinds of dried beans if you want to try that for your pantry. This just happens to be what I chose because of the good price to go in my pantry this week for Stock It September Challenge, which is created and put forth and out for us to participate with her by Lynn from Bucket List Homestead. And we're thankful today, Lynn, that you created this challenge and invited us to be a part of it, so that we're able to share with others how we stock our little pantries or our big pantries, how we stock our pantries to feed our families, and how we keep things on hand so that there's never a lack of ingredients to put together some kind of meal, no matter what's going on. If you get snowed in, if you live in an area that snows and you get snowed in, you can't get to the grocery store, or if there's any other reason, maybe you're on a budget, you're having a no-spend month, and you just need to eat and have things on hand so that you're not running to the store all the time. Now, I'm thankful for you today. Thank you for joining. I want to ask you if you'll please subscribe, because That's what makes this work. You're watching these videos and subscribing to me helps my channel and helps me put forth more videos to share with you. And I am thankful for you today, and I appreciate it if you would subscribe and if you like this video, then let me know that. And if you think that somebody else will like this video, then I hope that you share it with them today. And I thank everybody that's participated in the Stock It September challenge, because I have enjoyed watching your videos and seeing what it is you choose. I went down the playlist and just watched the playlist, and I enjoyed so many of the Stock It September videos put on by other people and seeing what they put in their pantry. It was just very, very eye-opening, and I just enjoyed watching that. I think there'll be 2 more times when I'll share with you what I stock in my pantry, what I buy for around $10, slightly under. I'm trying not to go over because I do have still a little bit of overage from my first Stock It September week. I overspent a little bit, but I think I can make that up in the 2 2 times that I share with you the challenge coming up. I'll just take $1 and I think 21 cents, I think that's what it was, off of my next challenge and stay within the budget. But there are just such great deals to be had, and I don't think I really would have realized, since I don't stock my pantry with small amounts on a regular basis. I have enjoyed this challenge, and that it opened my eyes to that you can just set aside a small budget and add to your pantry. I usually just plan to stock my pantry kind of all at once, and I'm not sure which is the better deal. I'll have to compare and see if you get the better deal by stocking it slowly in small amounts or by buying huge amounts in bulk. I think anytime you can get it on sale or clearance, and if you just stay conscious about how much you're paying per pound for whatever item that you're buying, and if you see it at a good deal, then you'll recognize, well, that's a good deal because I buy this all the time. I think normally if you get the dried beans from the Dollar Tree, you're spending at least $1.25. And then other stores are around $1.69 or so a pound for dried beans. So anytime I find them for under $1, I know that that's a good deal. And this was 12 pounds for $9.47 counting tax. And I did think that that was an excellent deal. And so I was happy to get these and add them to my pantry. Now, storing these beans does not have to be a big issue. This is a big bag. Now, it would store nicely just laying flat somewhere on the shelf. That would be an excellent way to store these beans in the bag that it came in. I am a firm believer that things are packaged to travel and to last, and that if you can leave them in the package, then that's a great way to do it. But there's also beautiful ways to store things in your pantry, and this is a glass jar that I got from Walmart. Now, Walmart or Target sells these glass jars. Here's one that I have my coffee in, and this is what I've noticed about a Walmart jar like this. It usually has a knob like this on top of it, and the one from Target usually has a little round knob like this on it. So if that matters to you and you want all of your knobs to match, be careful where you buy them and make sure you're matching them up if that matters to you. That does not matter to me because my coffee is stored over here and my beans will be stored in a different part of my kitchen. So that's not a big deal to me, but if it is to you, just know that there is a difference. And where you purchase these big jars, there's a difference in the way the knob is shaped. So if that matters to you, I thought I'd just let you know that. I'm going to open my big old bag of beans here. And I'm going to store them in this beautiful glass jar. I grew up eating pinto beans. My family, this was a staple in our house. I mean, and they're delicious if you like them. I love them because it's just a delicious, comforting, warm, delicious flavor. So I love to look at my pinto beans. I'm going to put my 12 pounds of pintos into my beautiful glass jar, and I'm going to store mine this way. Now remember, if you're not familiar with how to cook these pintos, to save your instructions, if you put them in a different container, remember just to cut out your instructions and just slip them in here with your beans. That way you'll have them when you need them, if you need the instructions from the package. Well, that's my beautiful choice for my pantry this week. The Stock It September Pantry Challenge for under $10, which I gave $9.47 for this 12 pounds of dried pinto beans that I've put in this beautiful glass container, and I'm going to put it in my kitchen. Now, I appreciate you joining me today and let me share with you what it is that I choose to put in my pantry this week to help meet the demands of meals for my family, to have backups in case we get snowed in or anything should happen and I would need an emergency stash of food. Then this adds to it, and I was happy to share that with you today, and I hope it inspires you just go pick up something and try the dried beans if you hadn't ever, and see if you can learn how to cook those, because the dried beans are so much more cost effective than the canned beans. You get less in a canned bean than you do buying the bag of dried beans. Thank you for joining me today, and like always, until next time.